What's up, guys? Blizzard Productions here, back with another video, and today is week 4 of the NFL. This week should be filled with lots of really good games, especially one, which I'll talk about later in the video when I get to that prediction. But I'm really excited for the games happening this weekend. There's going to be some really good matchups and some that are just going to be absolute blowouts. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Starting off, we had the really early morning game being played in London, and I had the Jaguars coming away with the win. The Jaguars usually play pretty well in London, and I think that even though they lost the Texans last week and they have not been looking that good so far, I think that this is going to be the week that they end up turning around, and I think that they are going to put up some points against the Falcons. All in all, I had the Jaguars winning. Moving on, we have the Rams at the Colts, and I think that the Rams are going to come away with the win. I just think that they're the better team. Their defense isn't that bad, and their offense is pretty good. All in all, I think that they're going to come away with the win. Moving on, we had the Ravens at the Browns. This should be a pretty good game, but I have the Ravens coming away with the win. I think that really, this game is just going to be back and forth the entire time, and I think it's just who makes the biggest plays at the biggest time of the game, and I think that that's going to be the Ravens. So with that being said, I think that the Ravens are going to come away with the win. Moving on, we had the Vikings at the Panthers, game of the winless, and I had the Vikings coming away with the win. Really, this game I don't think is going to be that good, but I think that the Vikings deserve a win. I think that they were pretty close to getting a couple wins. They just had to change some plays, and there was some big plays made against them that are making it so they don't have a win yet. But I think this is going to be the game that they are going to end up winning, and I think that's going to end up being actually a blowout win. Moving on, we had the Bengals at the Titans. This should be another good game, but I had the Bengals coming away with the win. I think that they are the better team, and the first 2 weeks of this season, they did not look good at all, and they did not get a win. But last week, they finally looked like themselves. Their defense started creating pressure, and their offense and Joe Burrow started looking better. And I think that's the team that we're going to get this week, and I had the Bengals coming away with the win. Moving on, we had the Dolphins at the Bills, and I am so pumped for this game. I think the Bills are going to come away with the win, but I think it's going to be back and forth the entire time. I mean, the Dolphins just put up 70 points on the Broncos last week, and I know that the Broncos are the Broncos and just not that good this year, obviously, but I mean, 70 points is still super hard to put up against the NFL team, so their offense is obviously really fired up coming into this game. And as for the Bills, their offense is also doing pretty good. Josh Allen is not that bad. He obviously struggled the first week, but since then, he's been doing pretty good, throwing touchdown passes. Stephon Diggs is going to be, I think, his #1 target. So I'm expecting to see a really good game, and it's going to be full of offense, and I think the defense might also make some really big plays. With that being said, though, it's going to be a great game, but I had the Bills coming away with the win. Moving on, we have another battle of the win list, the Broncos at the Bears, and I have the Broncos coming away with the win. Now, you may be surprised about this pick because, like I just said, they allowed 70 points last week. So, I expect this game to be a kind of high scoring because their defense is just terrible. But with the Bears are also terrible. I mean, both teams are terrible. They're both 0-3, like I was saying. But one team's going to need to get a win, and I think that's going to be the Broncos. I think that their offense isn't that bad. They have Courtland Sutton and Russell Wilson, and they have Sean Payton as their head coach. So with that being said, I have the Broncos coming away with the win. Moving on, we had the Commanders at the Eagles. This should be another good game, but I had the Eagles coming away with the win. Now, like I said, I think this is going to be a good game because the Commanders have really not been that bad this season, but I just think that the Eagles are the better team because I think their offense is just more put together and as well as their defense. I think their whole round team is really good, but I mean, the Commanders are starting to show that they have a pretty good team as well, so I do think that this is going to be a pretty good game, but I have the Eagles still winning by about a touchdown or two. Moving on, we had the Steelers at the Texans. This should be a pretty good matchup, but I have the Steelers coming away with the win. Now, I say it's going to be a good matchup because the Texans are coming off a win against the Jaguars, and they did not look bad at all against the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are not that bad of a team this season. So with that being said, I think that they are coming in with the thought of this could be a win. Now, as for the Steelers have looked pretty good after their week 1 loss against the Niners, which was a terrible loss. They're starting to show people that they are the offense that everyone was expecting. And as for their defense and TJ Watt are really holding up. So with that being said, I think that the Steelers are going to come away with the win. And I think that TJ Watt will honestly get at least 2 sacks. Moving on, we had the Raiders at the Chargers. And I think that the Chargers are going to end up coming away with the win. I think that what the Chargers need to do in order to win this game is just have their receivers end up running their routes super hard, trying to get off of that defense and trying to get open for Herbert. And Herbert can just launch that ball as far as he can. And I think that will still be a pretty good pass. And that's what they need to do to end up winning. I mean, that's just my opinion. And I think that will be able to be done in this game. And I think that the Chargers will come away with the win. Moving on, we had the Cardinals at my favorite team, the 49ers, and I think that the Niners are going to come away with the win. I think that the Niners are the better team. They have looked really good these first 3 games. Their defense is incredible, and as for their offense, Brock Purdy is still doing what he was doing last season, but into this season, which I'm really happy about because I was kind of worried that it was just a fluke for him. So it is really good seeing him do that. Brandon Ayuk has been doing a really good job getting open and making the defenders bite on different things and different routes, and then he's wide open for Purdy. So that is really good to see. Deebo Samuel's been doing pretty good. Christian McCaffrey has been doing amazing, so I hope that he has another great game. He's been scoring a touchdown every single game so far this season, so I think that will continue. So with that being said, I have the Niners coming away with the win. Moving on, we had the Patriots at the Cowboys, and I think it's going to be a blowout win for the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are the better team. Their offense is really good, and their defense is really good this season. But they are coming off a loss, so that does suck, especially it's against a team like the Cardinals, who, no offense to Cardinals, but I just do not think are that good this season. But with that being said, I think that was just a bad game that they did not come in prepared, and I think that against a team like this, where it's against the Patriots have not really impressed me at all this season. So with that being said, I think that the Cowboys will have a blowout win. Moving on, we had the Sunday night football game, the Chiefs at the Jets, and I think that the Chiefs are going to come away with the win. I think that's going to be a pretty good game up until about the second half, and it's still going to be a good game in the second half, but I think that the offense is slowly going to start scoring a whole bunch of touchdowns and way more than the Jets. I think that the Jets are going to score quite a bit of touchdowns as well, though, but I just think it's not going to be enough to beat the Chiefs. I had the Chiefs coming away with the win. And last but not least, we had the Monday night football game, the Seahawks at the Giants, and I have the Seahawks coming away with the win. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game, but in the end, I have the Seahawks coming away with the win. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed making it, and enjoy the games that are happening in the NFL this weekend. There's some really good games, like I was saying, and I am really excited and pumped for the outcome of the Bills and Dolphins game. I think I might have gotten the pick correct, but I think, like I said, it's going to be back and forth the entire time, and it's just a matter of who makes the biggest play at the biggest time of the game. So with that being said, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.